Hey everybody, it's Christina, and I'm doing some spring cleaning this weekend in my attic and the lower level of my home. And look what I found. An A&W branded root beer mug and an original Coca-Cola bottle. This one happens to be the 8-ounce glass bottle that's redeemable for 5 cents. And you're probably wondering, what am I doing with these? Because I am all about health and wellness and nutrition. Okay, so I have to be honest with you guys. Okay, it's April 2014 right now, and I cannot even remember the last time I had a soda, whether that be Pepsi or Coca-Cola, root beer, cream soda, whatever. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I had a soda. I gave this up years and years and years ago, many years ago. And but I have to be honest with you. I drank a lot of soda during my childhood and all through my college years. My family, unfortunately, this was something that they purchased and provided for me as a child. And, not knowing any better, it becomes a habit, and you take it with you when you go to college. And it was only after, like, in the 1980s, the late 80s, when I started studying fitness and nutrition, that I realized that I didn't want to drink this anymore, and I began to phase it and taper it out of my life, because it has, like, so much sugar and so much high fructose corn syrup and way too much caffeine and phosphoric acid. So if you really stop and think about it, that is a lot of sugar to be, introducing into your body at the cellular level. It triggers an insulin response over and over and over again, and it can ultimately lead to diabetes. And you don't want to have so much caffeine either, because caffeine, makes your heart beat a lot. It makes your heart have to work harder, and it increases your heart rate, and it's like, invoking tachycardia all the time. And that's stressful. That's stressful to that organ. And the phosphoric acid, why would you pour phosphoric acid down your throat, into your stomach, into your body, tender tissues and organs? That is just makes no sense, because your body, to be healthy, it needs to maintain an alkaline state, a high pH, not, adding all this acidity to, the body. And this is just one beverage. There's a lot of foods that are acidic and everything else. So anyway, like, if you are still drinking sodas, I would strongly encourage you to, have a plan to taper them off. And I can tell you what I did. What I did, first of all, is, alright, I used to buy it for the house, and then I continued to buy it for the house, but I only bought caffeine-free. And I know that, obviously the caffeine, it was decaffeinated, but it still had all the other, the sugar and the acid. But anyway, my first thing was, I'm never going to buy anything for the house unless it's caffeine-free. And then I bought less of it. And then what I did is I stopped buying it for the house, and I only had it when I went out to, like, a sit-down restaurant. So anyway, I sort of, had my own way of tapering off, because you do get used to it, and I completely understand the power of habit over time. But this is a very bad habit, and if your parents introduced this to you and it became a habit, there's a lot of things we need to unlearn. So if I did it, you could do it too. And I'm so embarrassed to even think about how much, how many ounces, I don't even know, gallons, I don't know how much quantity of this I've had over the course of my life. But I think that I've, completely reversed it, because right now all I do is I drink tea, and I drink spring water, drink homemade fresh squeezed lemonade, and juices that I juice fresh myself, and smoothies that I make myself. So really that's all I drink right now, so it's really clean. And yeah. So anyway, the reason I saved these, and I perceive them as valuable or collectible, is because my grandfather was a business owner, and he had businesses and real estate, multiple streams of income. And while I was in grade school, I spent a lot of time with him because my parents were divorced, and I lived with my grandma and grandfather. So I learned a lot of stuff from them. And my grandfather would save these bottles. And I know it was terrible to drink all this stuff, but the entrepreneurial lesson that came from it was that they were redeemable, and we would take them to the grocery store, and he would let me keep the money, and then we would wrap pennies, nickels, quarters, and dimes, and then we would take, after we got so much of that, we would take it to the bank, and then I could decide what I wanted to do with the money, which was then like, instead of coins, it was, dollar bills, $5 bills, $10, and $20 bills. So, yeah, and like this one, this is the, see if we can see this here. See, this had a refund of 5 cents back in the day. It was Coca-Cola Classic Formula. I think they've changed the recipe, and this is the 8-ounce glass bottle. And it's really iconic, it's part of American culture. And whoops, should we leave it there? We'll try to put it back up there. It's slippery, it doesn't want to stay. It's part of American culture. I had a business trip in Atlanta, and of course that's the headquarters for Coca-Cola, and there are Coca-Cola souvenirs all in the airports and all in the hotels, and a lot of the stores in Atlanta. And when I was a child, or maybe even in college, I might have actually picked up a souvenir, because that brand is like, in fact, I think Coca-Cola is like the one of the most liked pages on Facebook, and like millions, I can't remember, like 78 million people like that page, which means they like this product, which means they're consuming this product, and oh my god, that's just predictive of all the disease and healthcare costs we're going to have, but that's a whole other story. But, when I was in Atlanta, I saw this, and it was just a reminder that, like, gosh, this is this is what people value in our country. Like, this is what we get all excited about, and this is, one of the best brands of America. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, in the A&W root beer cup, I was not really someone that liked root beer so much, but I've had it once in a while, and I probably had a root beer float maybe 1 or 2 times in my life, and that just kind of compounds the problem to put dairy ice cream on top of soda. I mean, like, oh my gosh. But I used to, like, sometimes have a vanilla Coke. Remember the good old days? It's so old-fashioned. Or cream soda. Yeah. Anyway, this is what I found, and I'm going to save these. I don't know if I want to sell them on Amazon or just hold on to them. They have a little bit of sentimental memory because of my grandfather, but definitely do not, not holding on to them because I'm a fan of soda or Coca-Cola. And it's just funny how you grow. I mean, as you learn, as you know better, you do better. And it's funny how a brand and a company and a product with a lot of marketing dollars can really position, can really transform the opinions and the behavior of an entire, like, country. When you have that much money and that much influence and that much media time, it, transcends logic, because people aren't even, thinking about the sugar and the caffeine and the phosphoric acid in these beverages. But yeah, I mean, the sugar can trigger an insulin response that can eventually lead to diabetes. The caffeine makes the heart work harder and just, invokes episodes of tachycardia. And the phosphoric acid, creates an acidic environment and takes your body out of homeostasis and out of alkalinity, which, you need to have alkalinity in the body, because, disease thrives in acidity. So please, if you're still drinking sodas, consider a plan for ending that habit. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and I'll swing back by around and reply. Alright, I'll see you on the next video. Drink more water and tea and fresh squeezed lemonade and fresh squeezed juices and green smoothies, and stay healthy.